Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be awesome because we're going to put a stump grinder on the back of the 2515H TYM tractor. So first things first, I need to take the backhoe off. I've kind of been dreading this, to be quite honest, because this does not look like it's going to be an easy task. Those of you that have the 2515 know that you have to almost take the three-point hitch, well, you do have to take the three-point hitch off to put the backhoe on, and then you take the backhoe off, put the three-point hitch back on. So real quickly, I'm going to take off the backhoe, let y'all know kind of what that experience is like, and then I'm going to assemble the three-point hitch, and then we're going to put a quick hitch on there to put the stump grinder on. So what I did was I bought a 1P24 Baumalight. It's not sponsored, I actually purchased that. Baumalight's equipment's been excellent for us, so purchased that. That's going to live on the back of this machine for now until we actually need the backhoe. And then on the front, at some point I'm going to install a third function on the front. So I have a grapple on the front, stump grinder in the back, chainsaw mount will be on the side. I'm probably going to take the Saw Boss chainsaw holder off the 5520 and put it on this machine. And this will kind of be our forestry slash stump grinding slash, you know, picking up brush kind of machine. That's why I got this machine. It's an excellent size for it. If you don't know anything about it, this is a 25 horsepower tractor, but it's a big frame tractor. It has a lot of weight to it. Just a big machine. For the horsepower, there's no DEF, there's no diesel particulate filter. It is just a straight diesel engine, which is awesome. It rattles like an old diesel, which is what you want. We're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna grind some stumps. We're gonna get that thing uncrated, and we are gonna get busy because it is a beautiful day here in Middle Tennessee. It's about 55 degrees. There's a little chill in the air, and these are the days that I love. So by the end of the video, I'll probably have my pullover off because it's gonna start warming up, but cannot wait to get some work done. Thank you for joining us today. Let's get to work. Real quickly, I do want to check the hydraulic fluid because when I looked under the tractor, there was a hydraulic fluid pool, and I'm not sure if one of these connectors aren't tight enough. You know, right under here, it looks like there's a little fluid there, so maybe it's leaking out of one of these, but I just want to make sure there's enough fluid in there. With a hydrostatic machine, you really don't want to be gambling. So it's real easy to do. Yeah, we got plenty. We're good. Always check your machines to make sure you have the right fluids. Speaking of the right fluids, I almost forgot my coffee. You tell me that's not a pretty picture. Look at that. I actually just took a picture of that for my Instagram. Good looking tractors, man. I love the hood on these things. But there's one thing I don't like about this 2515, and I'm about to be honest with you guys. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite tractors on the farm. Very quickly. It's super comfortable. Hydraulics are fantastic. It drives super smooth. However, if you live in a hilly area like we do, and this is going to be your only tractor, don't get the 2515. Get the 3515, get the 4215, just get a bigger, more horsepower, because it struggled getting up that hill, and it did it. And if that doesn't matter to you, then get whatever you want. But I would say get the more horsepower, unless you're on flat ground. Flat ground's gonna be great. We're gonna see what the PTO can do. It's a great little machine, awesome, love it. But if you have hilly areas, do yourself a favor, get more horsepower. The 2515 is not really designed to be going up and down hills with that much weight. It's just a big tractor. It's got my 15-foot bat wing, a bunch of other implements. My plan was really to park the backhoe right here, but I didn't realize I had all the stuff here. So what I may do is get these gates out of the way on that side and maybe park it under that little overhang, or maybe park it under this one. This roof is in bad shape. We had a really bad storm, tore that thing up, and I just haven't had a chance to get around to fixing it, you guys. This is also probably, there's a lot of really torn up wood in here from water getting through. As you see, there's like pinholes. People will get recycled tin for a hay barn. This is really just for storing hay, and it's not really for storing equipment, but I don't know. It may, again, like I talked about the other barn, it may be not cheaper, but a better expense to at some point. I don't know. The structure of this one's pretty good. The other one's too far gone. It's not in good shape. But I think I'm going to try and get through on the other side. pull through, put that backhoe. I don't know why I can't remember the name backhoe. So let's see if we can't make ourselves a little space there to pull this thing in. Well, there's another problem. I'm telling you. There's a tree that has grown up. So unless that panel will go in, I may just drive over this panel because that thing's terrible shape anyway. So I need barns, guys. I need to get these things under control. Now, if I would have brought my chainsaw, I would have been able to get this stuff all dealt with. Nope, this goes. I bet that tractor's gonna fit through here. It's just a matter of like giving ourselves a decent place to work. I think it'll just pull through. In the words of the old country, send it. Pretty level ground here too, which is nice. I can see the tractor is going a little bit this way, but here's the deal. We don't have a level spot on this farm. So this is kind of where a nice level concrete pad would make a whole world of difference, but that costs a whole lot of money. So now, I've never done this before, guys. So all of my 2515 brothers out there, if I do something wrong, or if you have tips for me, I am not too proud to hear them. So I'm gonna do some quick research here and I will be back. Okay, one pin, one little pin holder thing on each side, and I believe that's it. Now what I may do is back up a little bit, see if I can get it a little bit more level, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Wasn't as bad as I thought if there's only two pins. I'm not so sure this is going to be more level. Maybe if I get it down here a little bit more. Looks like there's a little bit of a high spot. That's as good as we're gonna get, boys. Ran my glove over. So y'all tell me if I'm doing this wrong. All I'm really looking at is this pin right here. If you see, if I kind of mess with this some, that pin looks looser. See how right there kind of looks like it's falling off? That looks almost like I could just drive right out of it. We'll check the other side. Yeah, that looks like I could drive out of there. So, am I wrong? Let's just drive out and see what happens, I guess. Not much else. I mean, what can go wrong? Let's get the skid loader out here and lift it up. We're loose, I think. All right, so the code or the trick, again, all my 2515 brothers out there are gonna know this probably that have the backhoe. The trick was, there's like a hook in the front and the bar there, I mean, this thing is super heavy duty, guys. That thing is just, you have to almost push down on the bucket here to make it kind of pop loose in the very front. These are easy. Those were nothing, but you know, getting it back on, that's gonna be a different story. So just so I tell myself when I get this thing back on, you're gonna wanna obviously pull up to it, level, and then bring the backhoe level with the machine. So I may actually try and do that now while I have it connected. All right, that's enough of connecting this thing though. On to putting the 3-point hitch on. Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and put the quick hitch on, top links on. The entire hitch is set up. It was pretty easy to do. I'll kind of show you here in the video how that was all done, but I don't want to bore you guys with all that because today is really about doing the stump grinder. So this is a 1P24. This is a pretty small stump grinder, to be quite honest, but I didn't want a huge one. I really wanted something that was going to be, you know, manageable on a smaller machine because that's kind of what I'm going to use it for. The 2515 should handle this thing perfectly. If I need a bigger one at some point, you know, maybe that's something we look at. But right now, I really just want to uncrate this thing, get it rolling, and then get it set up and maybe see if we can grind a stump today. So I told you all that I would end up losing my sweatshirt today because now it's probably about 60 degrees. It feels great out here, but mid-50s is my sweet spot. Knife of the day, 𝐸𝑚𝑎𝑖𝑙. I don't even know if these guys are still in business anymore, but this was given to me and I absolutely love it. Super sharp, very, very nice knife. This is a larger knife than some of the other ones that I carry. So I think I just grabbed this one today because it was what I had. I'm glad I did because Baumalight packs their stuff super thick. Again, I want to go ahead and put this out there. I've got no issue having channel partners. I think having channel partners makes the channel pretty interesting because you don't want to always be doing the same thing over and over again. But Baumalight is a channel partner of ours, but I bought this. So I put my money where my mouth is. I don't know why we feel like we have to always say that, but there's always going to be someone in the comments that has, has something to say about it. So I'm just letting that person know that this is not a sponsored item, and I will be as honest about this as I am the ones that are sponsored items or partnered items, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so I got the stump grinder all set up. Everything was relatively easy. It's just, I think it took a lot of time because I was putting the 3-point hitch system back on, had to get that leveled out, then paired with the quick hitch, which again, the quick hitch, it's not necessary, but it makes things real easy. Also, I mean, it's a small amount, but it adds a little bit of ballast on this machine, so why not? And then I have the stump grinder, which this was actually pretty simple. It was really just, I needed to put 3 bolts on there to get this little guard on, but that was it. I mean, everything's fully assembled. So if you guys follow the channel, you know that we have a tree saw on our skid steer. I've been taking these trees back because what I want to do is bring this field back. We're losing all of our fields, all these volunteer trees. They're not good trees, guys. They're just kind of scrubby trees, thorny trees. And there's a bunch of grading and stuff probably needs to be done here. That'll get done afterward. But by taking these things down, what I realize is that we're leaving stumps, and these stumps can easily throw the tracks off of a skid steer or damage the tracks on a skid steer. So I don't really want to do that. So I have this one, that one. There's one over here, and I have probably about 20 more. But, given the fact that today's a super bright day, it's going to be better to be here in the shade doing this than on the other side where it's super sunny, and it's just not going to be a good image for you guys. But we're going to go ahead and see how this works, and this thing will go like 8 inches, I think, into the ground, or maybe it's 6 inches, but it really just has to get flush because I'm going to come back in here when all this stuff is done, all the grading's done, with either like a Harley rake or something that will make this all a lot more level. I mean, you see this big hump here. It's just, it's a farm field, but we're probably going to, again, we talked about before, build a barn there, make this a little bit more of a fun recreation area, camper where our friends can come here and hang out. Maybe one of you guys want to come hang out, who knows? But then, it's very scenic, it's beautiful, and also it's very shaded. So we talked before about the waterfall. I'm just real quickly going to come over here and show you. That is the waterfall. We've had plenty of rain recently, so it's actually starting to run. I'll come back in here, clean this stuff up, and then it's real pretty and just a nice little sound. You can probably hear it. All right, let's get to work. Let's start grinding some stumps. And I really should come out here. This is probably like a best practice. I've never seen anybody do this, but have Holly or the kids or someone come out here with some orange spray paint and just like spray paint the stumps so we don't miss any of them. Because again, I was cooking with that tree saw, getting all these trees out of the way and then moving that burn pile. But then I started realizing, okay, well, I can't really maneuver to these trees until these stumps are gone. So that's why I bought the stump grinder. Okay, well, where there was a stump, there is a stump no more. I've seen this thing work online many, many times. I could probably go back in here and cut this thing down a little bit more, but it was up, you know, pretty high above the ground, almost like that one right there. And it made short work of it. I mean, this is going to be the kind of thing, these tools, you have to get a feel for them. You have to kind of get some seat time with them. So I'm going to burn down a couple more stumps here, let y'all hang with me, and then we'll close out. But man, I'm tickled. Pretty cool. I mean, that stuff will just break down and then there'll be nothing left. But that is not going to take a track off a skid steer. Okay, this little setup is awesome. I said earlier in the video, the 2515 is becoming my favorite tractor. I think after today, it may be my favorite tractor because this thing is just, once that backhoe's off, you know, you take all that weight off, it gives it a lot more power, a lot more kind of oomph. I still think that if you're gonna buy one of these things, if you can get past the emission stuff, the 3515 or the 4215 is probably the way to go. Just a little bit more horsepower, it's not a lot more money. But this is like under $20,000, I think, for this whole setup. Maybe even with the Baumalight, because I think this was about 2,500 bucks. This whole setup, I mean, loader, everything, this is the way to go, guys. This is insanely helpful. It's super nimble. Like, if I would have brought the skid steer down here, I bought this because I didn't want to have to bring the skid steer down here to do all these little stumps. With all the turning and, you know, going back and forth, I would have torn this place apart because how wet this is. That's what the tractor did. I had it in 4-wheel drive because I kept sliding, to be quite honest. I mean, it is so wet over here. But I did about 12 stumps in about 40 minutes. So, you know, I'm still learning the machine, still learning how it works, but a lot of these were hardwoods, but like that stump's gone, that stump's gone. I love how it kind of carves out to where you can just take the bucket, smooth it out, and then it's like it was never there. So you're not really getting that low stump in case you're to come through with a mower or something and you know, really kind of get nailed with it. But I mean, I'm starting to see more. I probably need to get Holly and the kids to come out here, help me, you know, mark some of these so I can knock these out maybe tomorrow. But like there's one, another one there. I think I saw another one over here somewhere, but I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I did like 12 of them, which 12 stumps is pretty awesome. And if you guys have ever rented a stump grinder, stump grinders are expensive. They're expensive to rent. They're expensive to own. So I like this one. I think it's a great setup. I think it's not going to take up a lot of space in the barn. And everything that I've done with Baumalight, we have, you know, again, they're a channel partner of ours, but I bought this, and I've said it in one of our videos before. I was like, you know, they've proven it to me, man. They make this great stuff. It's made in North America. If I'm going to go buy stuff, I want it to be a lifetime purchase where you really just need to kind of tweak some stuff. You know, if these little teeth get dull, we just replace the teeth. And I mean, we're getting all kinds of rocks, and there's not even really a nick on it. I mean, the paint's still kind of fresh, but yeah, carnage, man. I love it. Absolutely love it. Well, friends, I appreciate you coming along with me today. We took the backhoe off the tractor. It was the first time I ever did that. Thanks for coming along, and thank you to my 2515 brothers and sisters out there who were probably laughing at me while I was doing it. But hey, I did it the first time. Second time will be easier. Putting it back on, that will be entertaining. So I'll be sure to get that on camera for you guys. But yeah, love the setup. It was a fun day. Got the Baumalight uncrated, got that thing set up. So this thing is almost, it's like the Death Star, right? It's like almost fully operational. I need to get a third function on this thing, and I need to have a grapple on the front. The bucket's handy because like I can carry, you know, tripod and my camera bag and stuff like that, but I really need to get a grapple on the front, because a grapple on the front, I would be getting all this, you know, this debris and stuff, putting the burn pile while I'm over here getting the stumps done. That's just very, very efficient. Anyway, efficiency is everything. The right tool is everything. And again, man, like under 20,000 bucks for a machine like that, I think that's a really good price. You probably get them, you know, well into 20, I would think. But I don't know. I really don't know what they cost brand new. But I came across that deal and I took it. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe if you want to come back and see us. We would appreciate you coming along with us. Man, I'm honored you spent your time with me today. So hope to catch you in the next one. I'm Joe the Farmer. We out.